Hey yo, what's up? You know what it is? It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And of course, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the God Speaks On. And yo, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7, Episode 4, Rock Solid Friendship. And yo, this was another Pinkie Pie Mod episode. And like I said, and I've said many of times over the years, I do not make it a secret that Pinkie Pie is my favorite character in this whole show because of her everywhere nature. Is probably the perfect short way to describe why I love the character. She is everything that I love about cartoons and everything that I love about the element of friendship, of laughter that she represents, and we can get into all of that. The thing is that even given Pinkie being Pinkie, it is brought up to a whole nother level when Maud's involved because of how Pinkie and Maud play off of each other. With Pinkie just doing her normal stuff, and it's like when Maud's around, she kicks it up a notch. And I don't know if you credit that to Andrea Littman's acting or the way that I perceive that it's a little different when her sister's around, but Maud being around gives Pinkie something to physically, literally, mind-altering, reality-bending something to bounce off of for the comedy and the laughter and the love and the friendship that two sisters represent. And Maud is just Maud. That's what it is. It's like, and I love that dynamic that's in play because, you know, it's just cool to see. I'm like, I don't really know how to like put that into words. It's just to simple say, it's cool to see that dynamic, and I always love to see Maud because, you know, Pinkie gonna kick it up to that higher tier when our big sister's around. That's just what it is. This episode, however, given what it ultimately was, is that I see it. But we won't talk about what it is that I had saw though. But let's just get the overarching point of the episode across. We start our episode with Maud earning her doctorate in rock science, and now we have to refer to her as Dr. Maud Pie. Maud's a doctor in rocks. You can be a doctor in rocks. I think they call that a geologist, but this is pony stuff, so if she wants to be a doctor with a doctorate in rock science, we can't say no or deny this. It just is what it is. There it is. The point of this episode is Maud wants to continue her studies in rock science. So she's thinking about either moving to Ponyville or this nasty gorge where things want to eat you. That's a spoiler for later, but let's just put it out there. So, Pinkie, being lovable, adorable Pinkie, who I love dearly, is trying to do everything in her power to convince her sister to move to Ponyville so that they can be closer. And you can't blame Pinkie for that. It's like, her friends are one thing, but it's her older sister, and like I said earlier, a notch or 2 or 10 or Pinkie sense, I don't know. It's just that it's like this whole episode was Pinkie doing every single thing she could think of to try to get Maud to stay. The thing is that ran into the magical brick wall of this is a TV show where lessons have to be learned. And ultimately, at the end, you know, Pinkie learned her lesson is that there are just things you can't force. There are just things you just can't force. It's like this was a really, really good fact-finding episode. If I've ever described a TV show, an episode of a TV show where you just learn stuff. It's like we got to see a dimension of Maud we don't normally get to see because up until now, her limited actions and reactions from other characters have been the little bit of time she spent with Rarity, the little bit of time she spent with the Apple family, which we really didn't get a lot of, except for that scene where she was with Apple Bloom. We got a little something out of that. But this was different for ultimately what I think the show is trying to do. Because at some point in the episode, Pinky has done everything she could to convince her sister. With socks, trying to force rarity on her, trying to force spike in her face, something about rocks. Pinky doing everything she can to warp the world to make sure that her sister moves and stays in Ponyville. Nothing's working. Poor thing even pretends that sticky bushes are rocks or something. It was a really funny scene, but anyway. Pinky does the best she can, like I said. And then, Force Technical Pinky Sense Fate intervenes when Starlight Glimmer literally bumps into Maud. That was a thing that happened. Like, Starlight Glimmer in a rush to go do whatever Starlight Glimmer was going to do, bumps into Maud. We learned in this exchange that Maud is kind of sort of responsible for where we are in this show and where Starlight Glimmer is, because Maud was the one that told where the Starlight Glimmer to go find the magic to trap all of the cutie marks, which led to all of this overarching plot of her saving the world, which comes to our point. This show is trying to build a main six for Starlight Glimmer. We've had a whole bunch of Trixie, including Trixie using the L word, which kind of caught me right here. That you really didn't think that was something that all the time that we spent with Trixie Lulamoon, you really didn't think that the L word would ever come out of her mouth, or much less care about anyone other than the reflection of herself in the mirror. But to say that she loves Starlight Glimmer is like, I was touched by that. Because that's character growth, and character growth for characters you enjoy is great to see when you are a fan of it. So that was, I'm like, and it's to sit up here and then realize that that the show is literally trying to build a main six around Starlight, and it's like, I sit up here and wonder, do I get it? Because I'm not sure if I do. But I do, but I don't. Because, again, I talked about this when we talked about Twilight being BAE, and we're all talking about Twilight being Bay and BAE. Do not confuse the two because they are not the same, or something like that. Is that Twilight Sparkle has overshot the moon. Remember, little Twilight Sparkle, head up ass, head in books, becomes Princess of Friendship, has done everything, has hit the moon and back, trained her own pupil who is now going through her own friendship lessons. It's like now, you really got to show, I don't know, it's not like a thing of the snake eating his tail or anything, but I shouldn't be able to see that the show is trying to build this in front of me. But maybe that I'm just that receptive to what the show is trying to do. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But it's good to see that even though that this is the case, is that Maud's interaction with Starlight Glimmer and the reverse of made them better, more fully dimensional characters. We didn't know until this episode that our little Starlight loves kites. You know what I'm saying? It's like we really didn't see Maud really get expressive in the episode, but you really come out of the end of the episode understanding that this is a different Maudalina Daisy Pie than the character at the beginning of this episode who earned her doctorate in rock science in all the episodes that we've been before. Even, because I like the word even given that, is that last season we had the gift of Maud Pie. You know what I'm saying? And that was a little dimension, because that had kind of like the same flow of, Pinky being Pinky and Maud being Maud, but it had Maud step out of her comfort zone a little bit toward the end for the ultimate resolution of that episode. But you do have to wonder, it's like, how much Maud are we going to see now is kind of the question here. Because even given everything that happened in this episode, Pinky being Pinky, Maud being Maud, the ultimate resolution of Mars in Ponyville, Starlight's made a new friend, Pinky's learned a lesson about you don't think you know everything about everything because you kind of sort of don't, because there's always something to learn, and ultimately you can't force friendship, that things happen. Is that Pinky was the problem, and it's like, and I was glad that the resolution was that she understood that you just can't force that stuff. Is that Starlight and Maud were getting together on their own, misfit love. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love that. So again, I appreciate this episode for everything that it did. It's like Pinky being Pinky, Maud being Maud, and Starlight being there to be receptive to a new friend. It's like, again, character arcs and full circles, and something about the Princess of Friendship with her head in her ass and her head in the book. Something like that. I don't know. This was just a great episode. And it's like I said, we have a new dimension to Maud. And I think that is the most important takeaway, is that we have another dimension to Maud, the character that we didn't have before. We learned something new about Starlight Glimmer, which means the show is trying to evolve these characters and let them grow. Because ultimately, whatever this is they're trying to build around Starlight Glimmer, I don't want to say I don't know. Is that given how the season started without trying to establish something, because the past seasons always started off with the two-parter that established like what our arc is, and we'll fill in the blanks in between with, you know what I'm saying, whatever we fill it in, slicing of life and stuff, and then we get to the bad guy and stuff like that. It's like, that's been my question for a while now. It's like, unless they really finna bring back Chrissy, they finna do something with King Sombra, Tyrek, the Squadron. They about to run through and do dirt, and they about to team up, and it's about to be some Avengers evil, like we the Legion of Doom type shit over there on My Little Pony. I don't know what they plan to do with a villain, if they are trying to build something, some ultimate thing for that. We have the backup squad. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been a thought, that they were always going to have like extensions. I just sat up here and forgot what I said. I got interrupted, but regardless of that, I think I remember. Is that what is the ultimate trajectory of season 7? Like, given everything that they're trying to do and establish early and things like that, like, what is the deal with Starlight, and how ultimately is this going to revolve around her? Because again, like I said, is that we've seen and done the Twilight thing. We've seen it and we've done it. And is that the show's matured enough to where you could probably pull it off again, you know what I'm saying, and do it with a different flow. And now I remember what I said, is that, are they trying to build like a backup main six, like a squad, like the way that last season ended, when the whole squad got hemmed up, and it was Starlight, Trixie, Changeless name I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? They had a song about him, I can't remember his name, and of course Lord Discord was really good. So it's like, are they really trying to build a squad around Starlight Glimmer is the question. But we shall see about that and all of that and more. And I apologize, like, yo, fam come over, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, family is friendship is magic or something weird like that. But look, that is season 7. What am I at? Season 7, episode 4, Rock Solid Friendship in the bag. Just like that. I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks. I'm, of course, the one and the only, the Triple the G.O.D. Plenty of work out, plenty of work coming. You guys know the drill. So with that being said, of course, one more time, I am the one and the only, the Triple the G.O.D. I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks. So with that, I'll let you guys next time, man. Peace out.